161 DM. This is the plaintiff's motion relative to support and parenting time. Both parties are present. Appearing on behalf of the plaintiff in this case, attorney Erica L. Kern. Mr. Koth is in pro se. Ms. Kern, you may proceed.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Just for the record, Erica Kern, P76114. Your Honor, today is the time scheduled for a motion to change custody parenting time support. And
Custody as well?
yes, Your Honor, of one child. It is pled in there, Your Honor. You did get the amended motion. Correct.
When was it filed?
In July, I believe, Your Honor.
Should have that.
Or excuse me, it was filed in August.
August?
Yes, Your Honor.
The August 1st renotice of hearing indicates regarding parenting time and support will be brought.
It was filed. There was a renotice of hearing, Your Honor.
When was that filed again?
It would have been filed shortly after that one.
After August 1st?
Yes, it would have been my office actually filed that along with the I'm happy to, I have some notes on it.
I'm not being disrespectful. I just don't see it in the file and I'm not sure why it's not.
And we did confirm it was received, Your Honor.
All right. Well, it's not in the file, but we can proceed.
Okay, Your Honor, I can place the information on the record, and if the
Please.
court wishes to make a determination after reviewing it, that's acceptable.
Sure. Oh, great. Thank you.
As the court is aware, these parties were once married and now divorced. This has been a tumultuous case since entry. As the court can see, the judgment is only 2 years old. However, the parties have had to come back numerous times. Your Honor, as it relates, and I'm going to bifurcate the children a little bit, as it relates to the eldest, Claire. Claire and Mr. Koth did have some physical altercation. There were juvenile charges that stemmed for that, and there was a no contact order in place. So since March, he's had no parenting time with her, no contact. The child no longer wishes to maintain that relationship, and Mr. Koth agrees that he's not going to engage in that. And we did attach to our motion the amended motion, which is not in the file, that Mr. Koth has agreed in a message through app post with my client that he's not going to pursue that, and that is fine.
Okay. Just want to bring up, my court administrator just advised me, this motion's not even in the register of actions. Who did you confirm it with at this
I
moment?
would have to call my paralegal because she's the one who did it.
Okay. Motion for custody, right? But the parenting time was. Be that as it may. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. The parties, there has been some, and that is as it relates to that child, that there is an agreement as far as custody and parenting time.
Okay, well, let's stop right there then. Will both parties please raise their right hand?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Sir, do you wish to inquire with your client regarding this?
Absolutely. Ms. Hill, you have a 15-year-old by the name of Claire, is that correct?
Yes.
And Claire and Mr. Koth had some physical altercation at some point, is that correct?
That's correct.
And as a result of that, there was a no contact order?
That's correct.
And for what period, since what time period has there been no contact between them?
Since March of 2024.
Well, I just want to know if there's a proposed agreement. You don't have to go to that extent.
And following the lifting of that no contact, you and Mr. Koth had a conversation, is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
And how did you have the conversation?
Over app post.
And did you inquire as to what did you ask?
I stated to Mr. Koth that Claire did not want to continue on visitation or continue a relationship with him, and he agreed through the.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. All I want to know if there's an agreement here.
Is there an agreement?
Yes, there is.
And it's that you will have custody of that child, full custody, correct?
Yes.
And that there will be no parenting time.
Correct.
What do you mean by full custody? Are we talking legal, physical? What are we talking about?
Physical custody, correct?
Yes.
Still joint legal?
Our motion addresses legal custody.
Don't have it. But is there an agreement regarding legal custody?
Not in the, no.
Okay.
Am I correct in saying that, or is there an agreement?
The only agreement that we have was through the outflows, which we were to handle through the court,
Physical custody.
physical custody.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Koth is under oath as well. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you believe that's in the child's best interest, Miss?
I do.
You may continue starting, Mr. Koth.
Mr. Koth, as it relates to your child, Claire, did you agree physical custody would be vested with mother in a message on outflows?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And do you believe that's in the best interest of your minor child?
Yes, I do.
So
Thank you, Your Honor. The remaining issues before the court were transportation during the summer, parenting time modification, and then legal custody of the remaining of the children. Transportation issues, as this court is aware, it has been previously ordered that these children are to be transported by public transportation due to Mr. Koth's behaviors towards mother. There is a great deal of inappropriate, angry, resentful behavior that occurs in front of these children at exchanges when they occur without public transportation. During the summer, based on the current schedule, it is not possible to utilize the public transportation to facilitate his weekends because they end on Sunday and it's not available to transport.
during the summer.
During the summer, that is correct. It would require a modification of the schedule. The original
What is the proper cause or change in circumstance to warrant modification of legal custody?
of legal custody, Mr. Koth has not been involved in the medical decisions. He has denied getting the children medical care when necessary. He does not involve himself, and he also he does not encourage, support, or promote the education of one of the children who needed to have additional help. In fact, his position, although he ended up forfeiting that time, was, I don't care, she's not going, it's my time, I can't.
This is what the court's going to do. I definitely need to read the motion on this. It is not here. I'm not sure why it's not here. Again, it's not in the register of actions. We've addressed the physical custody of the eldest, well, the child initially C. But regarding transportation, parenting time, and legal custody specifically, because I'll be honest with you, your client's motions filed earlier in the year, because I actually sat down with a friend of the court yesterday to try and figure out what she's asking for. And frankly, I'm not sure.
And I can understand.
Could you
if don't
prepare
know.
a concise motion relative to all issues so we can have a special hearing on this?
I will absolutely have it resubmitted.
I would appreciate that. Then we'll be a lot more concise. We can address the issues.
Would you like me to just submit what we believe has been submitted, or would you like it amended to remove the issue that's already been decided?
No, you can leave what was in there,
Okay.
because that's a moot point now since it's been decided.
Yes. All right.
That's what we'll do. And once that's filed, we can renotice it, or do you want to just get a date right now?
Sure.
You got your date right now?
Sure, Your Honor, that would work. I just need to grab my electronic calendar. That would be okay.
I just don't want to decide this thing.
I can understand you.
How long do you need? Just a couple of weeks?
Yeah, just enough notice.
September 27th?
I am available.
Mr. Koth, are you available?
I'm gonna have to check my calendar at home. I do believe I do have something for that Friday going on. I will look today and I will contact circuit court and let them know.
Or October 4th?
I can go October 4th for sure.
Please say yes.
Okay. October.
And if there's an issue, counsel, just call, or Mr. Koth can call the court.
That's absolutely fine, Your Honor.
Try to be as reasonable as possible to get this thing.
9 a.m. Thank
So
you.
that would be October 4th, Your Honor?
Yes.
At this point, yes. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Off the record, 5DS. This is the plaintiff's motion regarding parenting time and support. Plaintiff is present. Defendant is present. Would you both please raise your right hands?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. We hear from the front of the court on this matter first. Ms. Schultz.
On July 16th of 2024, an order was entered regarding custody and parenting time of the minor children E and R. That order granted Ms. Kaczynski sole legal and sole physical custody and granted Mr. Blue parenting time. The parenting time is 1 weekend per month during the school year, 1 weekend per month year round. In addition, he has 1 week for each month of the summer break from school in June, July, and August. Parenting time is ordered to be supervised, and that supervision will continue for a period of 1 year.
Ms. Kaczynski, what has changed, either proper cause or change in circumstance, to warrant reviewing parenting time?
There's been several things that have arisen over time, but I
It
did,
has to be since July 16th.
yes.
Okay.
And so I do have concerns about the living environment, but there's really nothing I can do about that. CPS did open a case apparently on them. They did check out my home. My home was approved, but they have a 30-day case with Anthony, from my understanding. I did get PPO on both of them. I have not served it yet because I'm not sure how it affects the case. Also, I didn't have the gas to drive it down there and all that. I am struggling with the fact that I want no contact with Chris and that I'm supposed to be working with Anthony. Chris is his mother, who is a supervisor.
Why would you want to have her supervised as a part of this order entered on July 16th?
I didn't, he did.
Okay.
I've expressed from the beginning of this that, me and her have a very tumultuous relationship. She is a very argumentative person, and belittling, and Anthony is the same way. But they have misused the app to just an outrageous extent, blowing up my phone at all hours of the night, which is Chris. Blowing up my phone over a $5 t-shirt and a $4 pair of leggings, calling me a liar. And then I proved to her that I did not send the school clothes she bought for the kids to the other supervisor's house by sending her pictures of the stuff. And she goes off that I'm trying to make her look crazy. I'm doing it on purpose. It's 3 a.m. And then she says that I'm being argumentative when I'm just showing her pictures and asking if we can go to bed. I am trying to work with them regarding, pick up and drop off and stuff like that. There was the agreement for the meeting place to be in Brown City. The first time he did not cooperate with that. I had to drive all the way to his house, which I expressed that, you said the meeting place was in Brown City. The pickup time is 2:00. They said you were not specific enough. You did not give them a time. And what was it they said? You did not give them a time, and it's only a problem if I make it a problem. And when they leave Elton is depending on my cooperation. Another concern I have is my daughter throws a temper tantrum at his house because, the night before she goes to bed. We have a very strict schedule. She goes to bed between 8 and 9, sometimes 10 on the weekends. But during this visit that I'm talking about, they had her up till about 1 a.m, which is fine, but be prepared to have a crappy kid the next day. She was 6 years old at this time. And she threw a temper tantrum because she won prizes at a baby shower. She didn't want to share them. So he threw them in a fire, proceeded to text me through the app saying that our daughter is greedy, nasty, what was it? Greedy, nasty, and something else. Greedy, nasty, and rude, and then threw her toys in a fire in front of her. Okay, apparently it wasn't in front of her, but she's seen.
We'll hear from Mr. Blue in a moment. This is your time.
I have been through a lot with them, and I know it's not all, about my feelings or whatever, and I'm trying to cooperate with them. But they are making it very difficult. And if you were to read the conversations that are happening in the app flows, you would see how hard it is to just make simple plans. I went no contact with them for a reason, especially Chris, because she knows how to get to me. I looked up to her for a long time as a mother figure. I lost my parents when I was young, and she uses that to belittle me, try to make me feel small, and use my kids against me. And she tries to flip things. I really wish you could read some of the conversations. She will switch up the times, and then I agree to work with her. I cancel plans because she needs to come get the kids early, and then she texts me when she's supposed to be there in an hour, saying she'll be there at the original time that was scheduled. So I canceled my plans for nothing. I'm trying to cooperate with them, but they're saying that there is no court order time on those days that you were very specific about. And I even pointed out that you were very specific about time, place, and everything so we can avoid these issues. They refuse to acknowledge it. I don't know what to do. I try to work with them, and I get threatened with contempt. I get threatened with it's ridiculous. He has called me a bum who doesn't do anything for the children, even though I've been their sole caregiver for over 3 years without his help. They both keep calling me a liar. They both keep trying to say that I'm trying to place a false narrative. I am trying my best to be respectful in the app. I think I've only made one comment out of all of this. I made one comment to Leanne, not even to them, that I guess could have been taken the wrong way. And I felt bad for that. But it wasn't, I didn't swear, I didn't call him any names or anything. It was just an opinion that was not really, I guess, appropriate. But on top of that, during a visitation after my daughter's toys and stuff were thrown in the fire, I'm trying to sing my daughter a lullaby because I have phones. I provide both phones for my children. And she snatches the phone from my daughter to try to argue with me about what's going on in the app. I told her to give the phone back to my daughter, and she did. So I sung my daughter a lullaby, and I told her that we're going to have to get off the phone because I think it's just late and we're both super crabby, referring to me and grandma. And she snatches the phone again, saying that I called her crazy. And that's not the case. I didn't say that. And she literally said, how does it feel to have the phone taken away? I don't know what to do. I am trying my best to give my children a chance to get to know their father, but he's stated in multiple occasions that I'm just playing games. He's not going to talk to me. I have to plan things out with his mother like an adult because he can't handle effective communication. And you were very clear about that as well. She is just a supervisor. He is the one that has to plan with her and then get back with me. He is incapable of doing that. My son got a brown recluse bit my son while they were over there, which is just fine. It happens. But I asked for a picture update, because she was freaking out, I believe the night before, about did he take his antibiotics and trying to make it a big deal. If it's that bad and you're concerned about waking him up at 1 a.m. to take his antibiotics, can I get a picture of my son's wound? They both refused to send me a picture of it. I had to wait till the next day, and I video chatted my son, and he showed me that his arm was okay. But something needs to happen regarding the communication, because it is very stressful for me. It's stressful for the kids because I know they're overhearing them talking just by the way my kids talk to me. But I want to work with him and give him a chance. But I think honestly, yes, he did anger management classes back in 2018. I really do suggest he does them again or seek some kind of counseling for his temper and his inability to communicate with anybody appropriately. And I just want to do what's best for my kids.
So, number one, you allege the living environment is not satisfactory.
Yes, the gas is still off from my understanding. I don't know, they could have paid it, could be fixed. But when I asked about it, she said her house could be run on solar power. Her everything is gas. I lived in that house, so.
You believe that there may not be sufficient utilities?
One of a few other concerns, But yeah, that's
What
one
are
of
the
my
other
main
concerns? I
concerns.
mean, I need to know.
So I have no real issue with their grandfather. Their grandfather has never actually
I'm
hurt
talking
them,
about the home.
but he is losing it because he's older, and he tends to just get naked and walk around the backyard. And this is all stuff that they have verified in text messages and family group chats in the past. I can provide that if I need to. But my concern is that if, he is there, the supervision needs to be more than just Chris being in a room or, it, I have a lot of concerns. But a lot of it's.
But you don't
stuff
know
that
whether
I
the
have-
gas is off or not. You don't have any firsthand knowledge.
it was off and it was verified
You have
off by
firsthand-
them.
You have firsthand knowledge yourself that the gas is off.
No, because I can't call on the bill, but I do know the gas was off. It
How do you
was
know that?
because she even said it.
Who's she?
Chris, sorry.
Say
Um,
Mr. Blue's mother.
yes. She said my house could be ran off a generator or solar power, but her house is gas, so a generator and solar power is not going to give her hot water. She's complained in the past about a mold issue. I'm not sure if they fixed it. But that's why I guess CPS is having an investigation.
You don't have a report yet from them, correct?
I didn't get the report on their end. They did come to my house as well and say that my house was good and that they're opening a 30-day investigation with Anthony.
What are you requesting regarding parenting?
Honestly, if the communication and the erratic behavior doesn't somehow resolve, I would like for visitation to be up here with a court mandated supervisor until he can complete either some sort of therapy or anger management or parenting classes, anything.
Who would pay for that?
I don't know. He's about $3,100 behind on child support. But has the nerve to say I'm not doing anything to better my children and calling me a bum and all that, making statements saying he's not going to take care of another man's kids because I get my stepsons on the weekends. And this man that he's bashing his kids has been providing for his for 3 years. I feel like he should have to pay for his. I mean, community mental health offers free program. The Jetson Centers offer free parenting classes. I know because that's what I went through before when I was living down there. I currently get free mental health through here on behavioral health. I have therapy every week.
Why do you have to have any communication with the supervisor?
That's my question. She has made statements saying.
I don't need to know the statements because it sounds like they're not working out very well, but
Yeah,
why do you need to have any communication with the supervisor?
because Anthony's just the middleman, according to them.
Just a moment. I'd like to, if I recall correctly, the parties adopted the friend of the court recommendation. Yes. Is that correct?
Mr. Blue objected to the front of the court recommendation. We had a hearing and the court adopted.
Okay. Okay.
With a slight modification as to the supervisors. Okay.
And what was the supervisor that you proposed?
Originally, it was Mr. Blue's stepmother, Leanna Blue. However, she had contacted the friend of the court office prior to the hearing, and she does not wish to be a supervisor. The court did include her as a listed supervisor in the order, along with Ms. Christine Blue, Mr. Blue's mother, and his sisters, Jessica Bradley or Sierra.
Okay.
Leanne cannot be a supervisor because of the conversations that are being held between them.
What's a
and
moot
his
point?
Offhanded threats.
It's a moot point. We don't even
Yeah.
discuss that. I'll go back to Ms. Schultz. Why does there have to be communication between the supervisor and mother?
Don't have an answer for that, Your Honor. I was provided with a number of closed messages. And generally speaking, Ms. Leanna Blue will comment on the closed correspondence also, which quite frankly, I don't think is needed whatsoever. Not supervised the parent.
Right. I agree.
But most of the correspondence that is here is between Ms. Christine Blue and Ms. Kapczynski, with occasional comments from Mr. Blue, that include statements such as being tired of referring to Casey, referring to your games because you were talking a whole bunch of crap, now saying something, you're nowhere to be found. You act like a child. You really need to grow up if you don't like what's being said. You should reevaluate your actions and how you treat people, because I promise you, I treat people how they treat me. And if you're being unable, I'm going to be one right back. I don't care.
This is,
This is Mr. Blue.
oh, Mr. Blue.
Yes.
Oh,
But there are a number of messages in here from Christine, and they are at, Ms. Kapczynski referenced messaging at 1 o'clock in the morning over a t-shirt. That is absolutely outlined in the actual message. Mr. Blue, again, you're a bum living off the state. Get a hobby or a job instead of talking about people and causing drama.
I think I've heard. Mr. Blue, what say you?
I don't really know at this point. I'm tired of the games. The first time I got to see my kids, I was met with the police the very next day, because they needed to do a wellness check. Apparently, I locked my kid in the room, wasn't feeding her, and was beating her. The next day, I was met with a CPS at my door, and you know, my grandfather's on the sex offenders list. I have mean dogs. My house isn't up to code. My gas is off. I'm apparently facing new charges for guns and stuff. And my son just tired of it. Like, I'm here. I don't want to talk to her. I try my best not to talk to her. When I do, it's constantly arguing.
Do you acknowledge making those statements that Ms. Schultz just read?
Yeah, because
You tell me how that is beneficial to the child.
it's not. We weren't even talking
why
about
do
the
it?
child at all.
Then why do it?
I'm not understanding.
Oh, I do understand.
I'm not understanding what you mean by say why do it.
Yeah,
We weren't
why would
talking
you make
about our
those
child.
statements if it's not going to benefit the child?
Because they were true statements. She doesn't work. She doesn't do anything to actually provide for them. She lives off the state and her boyfriend pays for everything. And then she comes to me telling me I have to pay for everything, but then turns around and tells me I can't see my kids. I've been in my kids' lives their entire lives. I paid for a majority of their stuff when they were around. And now that they've been up here for the last 3 years, or sorry, two years, going on 3 at this point, it's just been nothing but games. The only reason why they're living up here,
How are you doing on your support payments?
I haven't been paying it.
So you calling her a bum essentially for being provided assistance, but you're not providing support.
I'm not able to see my kids. I'm not able to be a part of their
That's not
lives.
how it works. Support is for the benefit of the child, not for the benefit of the mother.
She's not using it for the
I'm not going to
child.
get into an argument with you. I'm just trying to lay the facts down here. And simply what I'm stating is, I can see obviously the two of you don't get along. There's no question about that. And if there's a way to craft something that parents could just stay away from each other when it comes to situations like this, the court would do it in a heartbeat, but you have to communicate for the best interest of your child. That's just the way it is. Now, throwing all this language out just adds fuel to the fire.
You're right, you're right.
And so you have to ask yourself, gee, before I make this statement, how is it going to benefit my child? And it doesn't. I'm not saying everyone's lily white here, and no one's at fault. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, when it comes to E and R, you have to be able to not only follow court orders, but when you have a situation where these children are growing up and they see these behaviors, they believe those behaviors are right. And then they adopt them and they act that way when they get older. And that's the last thing you want to have. So it's very simple for me. What I'm going to order in this case right off the bat is, was it Leanne is the other person that was a supervisor?
Leanna's stepmother. Yeah.
Yep. She is off of the app. There's no reason for her to be on the app. App's closed. There's no reason for your mother to be on the app. It's communication between the two of you only.
Mhm.
And it has to be in the best interest of your children, simply put. And when it comes to parenting time, when it comes to orders and you're to be here at 2 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever the time frame is, the reason the court puts these orders into effect is because if you get to that point where you just can't stand that person, you don't want to talk to them, at least you have a guideline to follow. And it's set in stone, it's there, and you just follow it. And then necessitating, I guess, the fact that you don't have to communicate over and above that. If you know you're going to be there, for instance, if the parenting time is to start at 2 o'clock and you're to meet in Brown City, a simple message, I will be there at 2 o'clock, or I intend to be there at 2 o'clock to pick up the child, or whatever the case may be. That's all you need to say.
Right, you're right.
Simply put.
You're right.
And when you do that, then it just starts moving a little better, a little better. And there's sometimes you have to communicate. The child is sick, or the children are sick, or something's going on. You need to be able to do that communication. Frankly, this is not a matter of contempt regarding the messaging, but honestly, and how old are your children? I don't want to know their names, ENR, but how old's the oldest one?
7 and 12.
7 and 12. Would you want your children to read those messages?
I mean, I guess, I don't know.
You would?
I mean, I don't lie to them. I don't play the game with them.
Okay, well, what if mom said that you're a deadbeat because you're not paying your
She
child?
tells them that all the time.
No. Listen to my question.
It's not
sir.
what ifs are.
No, sir. What if the children read messages from mom to you saying that you are a deadbeat because you're not paying your child?
Sir, that's not a what if question. That has happened. It has come out of my daughter's mouth.
Sir, I'm asking you that question. How would you feel?
I mean, hey, it is what it is.
I guess I look at it a little bit differently. I would be embarrassed.
I'm not. It's at the end of the day, you don't allow me to see my kids, but you want me to give you money. That's not right. That's not
There
fair.
is a parenting time order in effect, and if parenting time is denied, you have an opportunity to file something with the front of the court to help hold her in contempt for failing to comply with a court order. That's all you have to do.
When I did that
Don't
the first
take it-
time,
Sir, I'm not going to argue
didn't
with
get
you.
arrested or anything. She kidnapped the kids the first time I got them. I had called the police and they showed up, had a police report, nothing happened to her.
Okay, did you submit that to the front of the?
Yes.
Schultz?
Did, and we got a hearing on August 9th, Your Honor. And the court found Ms. Kaczynski in court, but did not impose sanctions on that.
Okay.
That does not limit the court's future abilities to impose sanctions.
Right. So I think we just need to dial down, in my opinion, the animosity and the anger. Easier said than done. Because both parties think they're right. Both parties think they're doing the best for their children.
I know I'm not doing the best for my kids right now. I wish I could do better. I wish I could see them more, to be completely honest with you, but I can't. I have to deal with this.
We have the order in place. What I'm going to do regarding parenting time at this point is the parenting time stays the way it is. The order is very clear, I think. And word of advice to both parties, the communication needs to change. Simply put, both parties. I'm not pointing at one, I'm pointing at both parties. It's time to act more adult and treat that as an example to your two children. What is the issue regarding support other than alleged non-payment, miss?
The issue is in the past, I stopped asking for help for a while now because it always leads to a fight and I don't want to fight. But a simple, hey, can you go half in on a pair of shoes so Ethan can join basketball, turned into a huge argument. and a big fight, and I'm this, I'm that, and he refuses to help. He says that his mom helping is good enough. They continue. I want to get my kids into different activities. My daughter's in cheerleading. She just signed up for cheerleading. I am trying to work something out to get to get a scholarship for my son to join karate, and I would like my daughter to be able to join, but I can't get 2 scholarships. That is $200 a month and a $40 every 3 months for the testing or whatever to move them up from, belt to belt.
But this would be on your time though, right?
Yeah, it would be on my time.
Okay,
And
so hold on to that thought. Mr. Holbrook, do you have any comment about that when it comes to extracurriculars like this, absent a court order stating otherwise? And if the parties don't agree, they don't agree. There's no court order. Right.
I can't force anything that's not court order.
Right. So, Mom, when it comes to shoes or karate or anything like that, you can ask the question.
yeah,
But if Mr. Blue says no, or I can't, that's the end of the inquiry. And
Yeah.
just let me explain why. The support is for the children. If there's nothing in the court order that says he is to pay half for extracurriculars, for shoes, things like that, then that's it. So you can ask, but the response back from Mr. Blue should be, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. If he wishes to provide it, he can. And the reason he doesn't have to provide that over and above is because he has a support order.
yes, and the only reason I continue to ask him, the only reason I was asking him for help is because of the fact that he refuses to make his child support payments. I have told him, you make these payments, I would be able to afford these without having to communicate with you. I would be able to get my, pay for my daughter to join this or dance class or gymnastics or whatever. Like, I want to get them involved in the community, and it's hard to do that without.
But if
Any type
father
of-
is failing to provide support, there's another mechanism. It's right here in front of the court. They can show cause any parent for allegedly not making payments. And to do it that way, rather than to pick and prod, because you know what happens when you pick and prod.
Yeah. I did file a motion for that, and it was supposed to be for today, as well, which is why I'm kind of throwing it in there.
Okay. Have you received anything for support at this point?
I have received, I think, 3 $80 payments in the last 2 years. And I could be wrong about that. I do have a copy of his payment details if you want me to bring that up to you.
Well, I think I can get that from the front of the court.
I believe Ms. Kapczynski filed it with her motion, and I asked the clerk's office to pull it, but it doesn't come back.
But right here, it says he owes
Right
$3,129.
here.
The last payment received on this account was on February 16th of 2024. As of your balance is $2,915.39. We do not currently have an active employer for her.
I have the updated one. I just got it today when I came in here. But I'm asking for a little bit of assistance just so I can provide, and I even said it to him in the app. The reason I'm asking for help is not because I want to use him or do this or that. It's because I want to create a better future for my children, and it would be beneficial for them if he can put his hatred for me aside and his love for children above it and just help a little bit. He has been working. He admits to working. He quits his jobs whenever, I don't know. He has a hard time holding jobs, but my daughter did tell me.
Well, I can't go into what you're doing.
Okay.
But Ms. Schultz, it's not. All I have is just first one to find.
Because it was attached to the copy that I have received from the friend of the court, but regardless, I provided it. So,
Okay.
um,
All right, Mr. Blue, are you currently employed?
ProStar Security Agency,
All right, when did you start that job, sir?
beginning of the summer. Side note, I know I don't have proof of this, but I have scars and a dead dog buried in my backyard, but I got into an accident August 1st into the 2nd, and I really haven't been able to work most of August. I made probably like $400 or $500 the entire month.
Did you notify the friend of the court of your change of employment?
Yeah, a while ago.
You aware
I
of this?
told them I was working at ProStar, and
we have an employer as of the mid-May, an income withholding was issued to that employer. But it's not listed as Star Security Agency, it's under a different name.
it's not the same place.
I have Forge Industrial Staffing.
That was a staffing agency that I tried applying to get a job, and every time I show up there, it's like, you gotta show up there like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier, to get, it's first come, first serve. I've never been able to actually like get a job through them. Every time I show up, they don't have anything for me. So I started doing the ProStar just because that gives me money every now and then.
Okay, ProStar Security, is that, bless you, is that 2 words, pro and
No, it's one word.
1 word?
Yep.
And where's that located, sir?
I'm not exactly sure on where the location is, but I know I've been doing security at the Aretha Franklin in downtown Detroit. I did Arts, Beats and Eats in Royal Oak, and what was that? Afrofest that just passed a couple weekends ago. I did pretty much all the music venues and stuff that come through the city.
So if everyone's behaving, it's not a bad job.
Honestly, I got rushed by like 100 people the one day. It was kind of gnarly.
Well, I'm not sure why that's not showing up with a friend of the court.
Your Honor, will you take testimony as to whether that is a W-2 or 1099 position?
Is it?
Not showing.
I believe they take taxes out. I haven't. Okay, so they send it just to my check, like, or my account. They don't really like give me a pay stub or anything like that.
Direct deposit.
Yeah,
But are taxes taken out?
I believe so. Like, when I say like I haven't really asked any of these questions, they told me that I was going to be working security and that I'd be getting paid every 2 weeks, and that was that. They told me that taxes are taken out, but I haven't really like gone and asked all them questions like that.
Did you ever go to a physical location to fill out either a W-2 or a
No,
1099? I should
no. I just gave them my information.
It's an under the table job.
It's not an under the table job, Kaylee.
Just a moment. I'm speaking to Mr. Blue.
Sorry.
What is your supervisor's name?
Jason.
Last name?
See if I got this right. I don't have his last name. Sorry about that one.
What's his phone number?
19.
Anything else you need?
No, Your Honor.
Let's do this. Regarding the support issue, I hate to boot this stuff down the road. I'd rather get this stuff completed. I will have the friend of the court look into this employment situation with ProStar. And how much time do you think that would take, Ms. Schultz?
But I'll be trying to contact them today.
Okay. Would next week be too early?
Side note, we are pretty much done for the season with ProStar, just so you are aware.
That's fine.
I was just letting you guys know.
No, that's fine. But the point is, at least we can get some income information. Let's reconvene. How are we doing next week?
No, because I'm not choosing the wrong day, so it'd have to be September 27th.
September 27th. Is that right?
Yeah.
September 27th, we can come back.
Is it possible I can do Zoom or no?
You're living in Warren right now?
Yeah. So 2-hour drive every day.
So long as, now, if you have to submit physical evidence though to the court at a hearing, we'll need you here.
Okay.
But if that's not the case, I'll allow you to appear via Zoom.
Okay. Good.
And actually, the address is redacted. Okay. We'll see each other then on that date, 9 a.m. And in the meantime, if you have any developments regarding your employment, any other employment, let the friend of the court know that. Also, If you have any documentation you wish to submit to the front of the court regarding that injury you claim you sustained.
I didn't go to the hospital for it. That's the thing.
Well, I don't know that, but if you have something you
I'm
can.
letting you know, I didn't go to the hospital for it. I got scars all up my arm and down my back from it.
All right.
You know,
Yes, did you have anything else before we wrap this up?
I was gonna say that the 27th is when my son gets back from a school camping thing. But I should still be able to make it.
Okay. If there's a problem with that, you can appear via Zoom as well. Thank you both. That'll be all.
me too.
We'll give you the notice of the day.